The Crash Course Podcast is brought to you in part by DerbyParts.com, Smashmasters, Derby Parts, and Derby Inc. Magazine. Live it, breathe it, be it, Derby Inc. This is the Crash Course Demolition Derby Podcast, recorded live at the FingerLinks1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls, New York. And now your host, Chris Marquardt.
Good afternoon, good evening, welcome to the Crash Course. That is the old one, if in case you didn't notice how it just dropped right dead there at the end. old intro. Had to get everything corrected from Sunday when we realized we had some old information for you in the intro and the ad spots. We'll be playing those a little bit later on. We've got the winner of Metal Mayhem 2014, promoted by Derby Icons. Darrell Monroe is going to be joining us, and we're going to be talking to Jeremy Gard after that, and then we'll finish up our hour together here tonight with Travis Seward, who came away with his first win at the Total Destruction Derby in Morris at the Otsego County Fairgrounds. His first win in 4 years. So that was kind of cool for him, and he had to drive and earned a lot of recognition there.
Yes, he did.
Josh Decker, Ben Hosbel joining us in studio. We've got Brian here as well. What do you what?
Sorry. Already, Decker?
You okay?
Sorry.
Already, Decker?
Sorry.
You okay?
Something about that. So just like a big picture of Brian made me laugh. I'm sorry. I don't know what it was. Sorry.
Isn't it really for that?
I'm sorry.
Man.
I don't know
Didn't
why.
take it.
That was like natural.
You got it out of your system now?
Well, don't pick on Josh, because you're the one that had to adjust the camera yesterday, because you said the cushion didn't go down as far when I sat there.
It's true.
Anybody else want to get in on it? Anybody? We got some callers out there. Is the number still up and working?
Please call in.
By the way, Steve
Fun,
Manshaki from Total Destruction calls Brian Slim.
Yeah. Yep.
That's awesome.
You invited it.
Yep.
Anything else?
I got to turn your microphone down because your booming voice is...
No, I'm just yelling. It's not the microphone. I'm just yelling.
Did you have a good Father's Day?
I had an incredible Father's Day other than
That's
the whole
good.
having to work thing.
Well, I know. It's one of those things. We had a good day yesterday.
Heard you guys had a good show?
Yeah, it went pretty well. We were on here for, what was it, like an hour and 45 minutes or something?
Yeah. It was
great.
Had some callers from all over the place. Troy Tagg called in from California, and we talked to Russ Clark in Ohio, and...
Guy way up in Canada.
yeah, a guy up in Quebec called in too.
His accent was awesome.
Yeah.
I just want to hear him talk.
He said, yeah, he didn't talk like the up above Buffalo Canadians. He talked like George St. Pierre, where there's a lot of French involved.
Yeah.
Has Ross got his voice back yet from
Close.
Back for Cash?
He's getting there.
Yeah.
All right, just checking because he
He's
was
getting-
pretty hoarse when we left.
He's gaining ground on it. Yep, he's gaining ground on that. It was a good weekend. There was a lot of stuff all over the place. We had
wow.
Jonathan Muse got a win. Got 2 wins in the same night
wins, yeah.
over
Yeah,
the weekend.
clean house.
In Clayton, he won the wire class and he won the pro mod class in Clayton, Wisconsin. And then Rob Ostrander, this close to knocking off Mark Benjamin over at Bath.
You know, I've run at Bath a bunch of times, and Mark Benjamin is one of those. He's been derbying a long time on a derby family, and Rob Ostrander's pretty new to the sport, and he stuck it out with Mark head to head in the end of the feature for almost 20 minutes. I heard.
Really?
Yeah. And let's be honest, Mark can drive, and Mark will stuff you real quick, and
Oh,
if you
yeah.
make a mistake. And I said to him, you know, I was saying today he should start running some better shows, some bigger shows. And he said,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm to that quality yet. And I said,
That's
if you
how you
go
learn.
25 minutes with Mark Benjamin, I'm telling you, you can go out there and
Yeah.
go to a big
But
show.
I saw on Facebook he thanked Brett for some comments he made. Brett said, "Hey, you know," and that's exactly what Brett said.
You
If
earned
can,
'em.
if you can run with Mark for that long, because Mark's a good driver, and Mark's got
Mark's
awesome equipment.
Oh, my
Mark
God.
needs to run some big shows.
Yes, he does.
Mark could do, but I don't know why he
I
doesn't,
don't
because
know
Mark
either.
could be just as great as anybody else in the air. I mean, Mark is great.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's a great driver.
Yeah.
A lot of people bitch that he's a bagger, but his patience is awesome.
But you know what though? The funny thing is Mark and Brett have a lot in common. Ben and I remember when Mark first started running, he basically ran slammer for his mom and dad. They'd put him in whatever, and he would just junk
shit,
stuff,
yeah.
just
Yeah.
like how Brett started.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, you know, Mark decided, hey, I'm going to start winning,
I
and
wanna
Mark
win.
started winning.
Yep.
You know, I mean, he's been on both sides.
You know, they don't let double stuffed tires there.
Yeah.
Okay, but everyone has them.
Oh,
There.
yeah.
When I went there, I ran double
Yeah,
stuffed.
but he got caught because they had to pick it up.
He got caught because
Same way with their.
So did second
Same
place
way
stand?
also.
Second place did stand for him, or did
No,
they?
No,
put him
they
they
third?
gave
him
him
third.
third place, and I said that's
That's
absolute BS.
stupid.
You
Yeah.
could have gone and drilled every tire in that place, and they were doubled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ben Levangie, who was a regular up there with Woodburger Demolition Derbies, won a JM show over the weekend at in Goshen, Connecticut, and then John Kelly was second there. He turned around and he won Lebanon. Lebanon,
The John Kelly?
the John Kelly. Yeah, he turned
Good for
around.
him.
He won
Nice one,
Saturday.
buddy.
I wrote him a nice little note. Hope he did good out there.
Saturday.
Congratulations.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was like a little league benefit derby, and then he turned around and went back to Goshen Sunday. And whose phone is not muted?
Sorry.
Tired of listening to doorbells.
Dang.
And then Sunday, John went back out and he won the figure 8 race at Goshen, and he won his heat and the feature in Goshen in the figure 8s, but he had a strut break. So there was a lot of Father's Day action in the Northeast. We got Darrell Monroe on the line here, winner of Metal Mayhem. That was kind of a big deal over the weekend. You know, Darrell, congratulations on that. You know, tell us a little bit about what it's like to walk away from Metal Mayhem as the champion.
Yeah, it's a pretty good feeling, buddy. I got pretty lucky at the end. Victor Weather, he made a crazy happen, and I just wound up being able to pull it away due to his crazy mistake he made. I kind of got to throw a little bit out to Victor Whaley because going for him making that mistake, I don't know if I could have made it on 3 wheels.
You know, talk about how tough it is to win that feature. I mean, it's a grind, man. You gotta keep your head in the game. You've had a little bit of practice so far this year, running some extra length time. You were out there at Razorback and you held your own there, and you had a pretty good showing at Bash for Cash a couple weeks ago here over Memorial Day weekend. Now you turn around and did that help you prepare for this thing and teach you anything getting ready for Metal Mayhem?
I don't know, man. I run out there last year, and Fouché, he wound up winning. I wound up taking second with a broken arm last year. And I just had my head set. Thanks for Adam. I wanted to bring the trophy back from Adam. He couldn't make the trip, so I brought it back for him. And just kind of had my head set. Me and him had been messing around, laughing and cutting up. He said, "You'll just leave it in Kentucky. It's coming back." And I just kind of laughed about it. And I said, "Yeah, whatever, buddy. I'm going to the Ford. I want to do it in the Ford." And I don't know, man. It's just weird how it happened. I can't believe it, but it happened. It's pretty weird.
Let me ask you, for the guys that weren't there, you're saying that Vic Whaley made a mistake, and could you kind of talk about that real quick? What did you see that all of a sudden you capitalized on in those last few moments?
Well, last few months, man, I had that. I think that wagon. I mean, it happened so fast. We had 5 of us still running. Victor Whaley, me, that C7, the Hammer car, and then you had Jimmy Johnson, and you had Bobby Whitaker, 2 of the best couple drivers out there.
Definitely.
Next thing I know, I'm looking around. I'm looking for Bobby Whitaker and Jimmy Johnson, and no sight and hair. Everything looked dead at the end of the track. And next thing I know, I get hit so hard, I'm kind of feel my car drop, and happen to glance over to my right. My rim and tires rolling across the track due to, I guess, the hammer hit me so hard. And I thought, man, here I am. I'm down. And Victor come up, hit me in the side, got me moving again, and I wound up moving around a little bit, and I thought Victor was coming after to get a good shot. He got one shot on me, and then he backed up, and next thing I know, here he goes toward the wagon, and hadn't glanced back and getting ready to make a hit, and next thing I know, they're hung up. So, it's just weird how everything happens in a matter of minutes.
Sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was Hemmer ended up finishing third in that rundown, and then they scored Chad Hemmer, I believe, and it was Bobby Whitaker and Jimmy Johnson were scored in a tie for 4th, basically, because they hit each other nose to nose. They got hung up on each other, and the shot clock started on both of them at the same time, so they went out together. But I mean, interesting span of circumstances. Jimmy Johnson lost the steering on the first shot of the feature.
Wow.
No, he said he was fighting it a long time.
Wow. How long was the feature? I didn't hear.
I think an hour and 26 minutes or something like that. Somewhere in there, an hour and 20 minutes.
I mean, how long is that when you're sitting there in the car? Does it feel like it passes in no time, or does it feel like an eternity, Darrell?
Well, you know what? Man, you got so much going on out there at the time. It's unreal. I mean, you don't keep up with time. Not to go back to last year, but last year we run 2 hours and 10 minutes. felt like eternity last year. This year it felt pretty, about as close. But you just got so much things going on in your head. You're trying to make the licks you need to make, use your head right, and then you don't want to do nothing crazy that get you hung up or get over in the corner where somebody's going to push you up in a dead car or something crazy. You just try to stay out of the heat. I went to one end at one time. I had a couple cars on me, and Victor was one of them, and I think the 1C, which both of them real top-notch drivers. They was on me at Arkansas, and I just tried to break away from that, get back down in the mix,
Right.
keep all the heat off, and
Right, get out of there.
So,
Get out of there.
it is what it is. It kind of paid off for me to do what I needed to do, but you just kind of lose track of time, man. You're trying to figure out what hits to make and not to be stupid doing it when you got kind of money you got on the line there.
Yeah.
And
I guess-
I just didn't want to make a stupid mistake. I was kind of trying to focus, and try to do something that I didn't get done last year.
So I guess maybe let me reword that question then. So what was longer, the first 80 minutes or the final 5?
Probably the final 5.
Yeah.
You just when I looked around and seen Whitaker and Jimmy Johnson, I couldn't even spot them. And then I took a hit like I took off a hammer. My head bounced off a pillar post, and I thought, man, where am I at? And I'm gonna tell you what, that's one wagon that it was pretty hard.
Now, what do you think? Last year, you say you ran for over 2 hours. This year, you're about an hour less than last year. What do you think caused that? Was it less cars? What caused something like that? 'Cause that's a big difference from year to year.
I wouldn't say less cars. I'll say I'm gonna tell you what. Anybody that was in that feature should have been there in the feature. There's a lot of top-notch drivers that come to Mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't downgrade any of them guys. If you made it to the feature, you deserve to be there in the feature.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you. It was just the shot you take, getting in the moment, getting in the, making a bad decision who fight you want to pick and
Right.
and who you don't want to pick with. Everybody had buddies out there. I come from Kentucky by myself. Last year I had a little help. This year, Bobby Whitaker, he come up and talk to me a little bit, and he's one of the top-notch drivers in the Derby world, and Jimmy Johnson, I don't want to take nothing away from him because he's top-notch too. And there's probably a lot of other ones that, just hadn't been in the big time, you know what I mean? But, there's a lot of guys out there, man. I'm going to tell you what, that they can drive. And when I step on the track, I don't look down on anybody because you can take a guy that's been driving 2 years. It just depends on how long he's watched.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take it away from any of them. Future icons. There was a lot of good future icons out there, and the Derby world bringing up these young guys, and I've been running 19 years, and I won't take it away from a young guy. We got young guys up at home, and they'll wear you out if they get a chance, and just don't take it away from a young generation. You want the Derby world to build, and
Yep.
and that's where I'm at. I don't know how many more years I got left, so I just do what I can do and enjoy the moment while I got it.
Safe to say this is the biggest win of your career?
I've had some big wins. I won Bowling Green last year in Kentucky. It was a $10,000 show, but
That's the Bud blowout, right?
as far as competition and everything, it don't matter what derby I go to. I go there thinking there's the best of the best. But Mayhem, Torrey, I think one of the reasons why he had a low car count, I think a lot of it was from Charlie's show previous week. But as far as DI show, I'll tell anybody and everybody, it don't matter if one car shows up or you got 100. Torrey's money's guaranteed. You can't beat Torrey. You can't beat his crew.
Right.
There were some calls that with his crew that I didn't agree with, but you know what? They're the inspectors. I got to do what they say. So I just go along with what they got and just hope for the best at the end.
Absolutely. No, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
very good.
Speaking on the end, if the internet's blowing up, so you care to give your real version so all the bullshit can be set aside?
Now say it again. I couldn't understand you.
The internet's blowing up about the finish and afterwards, and all the people that probably thought they should have won didn't win, and of course they're going to point fingers when discrepancy comes up with the post inspection. You want to put some of the
Was there anything to that?
Yeah, you want to put some of the rumors to rest while you're on here, so.
Yeah, I'll be glad to.
Okay.
You know, I want to tell you right now, a lot of people, I feel like it's in the stands and on the sidelines, they don't see everything behind the scene.
Right.
When you got 70 and 80 airs in these cars, you're welding and stuff. You know, I own my own business and I work hard. You know, I work daylight to dark on the roofing company. And, you know, I come in and I work 3 or 4 hours a night. And thanks to my father-in-law, Chuck Roby, I mean, I wouldn't be able to run the way I've run this year. He's kind of backed out the scene and he kind of retired and all that good stuff. He helps me build my cars. But, you know, it's kind of like the people that's in the background are the ones talking on the internet. They ain't got nothing better to do than talk about somebody.
Exactly.
It happens all
You know, I'm okay with that. I've learned the derby world. You know, I've been in it 19 years. You know, they can say what they want to say on We Crash. They can say, you know, they can talk shit about Jory, pardon my language. They can talk stuff about me. But, you know, I've had my brother. He's been upset about it over the last few days about, you know, this guy saying this guy saying that.
Mm-hmm.
It don't bother me because, you know what, when it's all said and done, if they had the money, the time that I have in a car, and they're out there running, they do the same thing. You know, it's
right.
got 12,000 at stake. You gotta figure out what you're going to do. You got to figure out, you know, the right move to make. I feel like I was hitting hard. It doesn't say nothing in the rules that you got to be wide open.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there's drivers out there that want to make a name for themselves, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But, you know, I drive the way I drive, and this time it worked out for me. You know, I mean, that's where I leave it at.
Right.
You know, Darrell, we have a friend up here that does a lot of winning, and he takes abuse for, you know, sandbagging or smart driving or whatever. But what it all comes down to, and what I've told many, many people is, hey, you know, if you want to beat the guy, you want a piece of him, all you got to do is go to the track. I'm sure you're probably not a hard guy to find on the track, and if somebody wants to come beat you, I mean, more power to him, right?
And, you know, exactly. You know, I won a derby up in Horton, Kentucky this year. It was a 5,000 to win. And Top Dogs Promotions put it on, John Peck. And, you know, I wound up pulling it off. And I had a guy, a pretty young guy, coming into the sport. And I tell everybody he was wearing me out. You know, but it all boils down at the end of the night is, you know, who's a little smarter and all that, you know. And at the end of the night, I wound up pulling it off. And, you know, but the thing is, you got these young guys coming into the sport, and you got these people in the stand that wants to talk trash that's not out there. But, you know, if you put them in a car or let them get in a car and come out and build that car, they know the time and the hours, and I'm pretty sure they do the same thing that all of us drivers that work real hard and that, you know, run all these shows, they probably do the same thing. But, you know, therefore they're not out there, and it's easy for them to get on there and punch them keys and talk crap about us.
You know,
So just to clarify that, then there was no situation where there's extra welds on the car or anything like that.
I'll put it to you blunt, and I have nothing to hide from you. My arch is bent real bad, and I had a 1/4-inch weld on an arch. That's what they caught. They took $2,000 of my money, and, you know, I'll tell you right here, right now, I asked Tori where the money went, and 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th place got paid from the money they took from me. So,
Right.
way I look at that, they ought to thank me for doing.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Man, I'll buy you a beer at the next show.
That's a good answer.
Hell,
That's a great answer.
And you know, it's not about the money to me. I'm not in it for the money.
yeah.
I love to win, and I know when I go to these big races, I know there's a lot of people shooting for me, and, you know, it is what it is. But, you know,
Hey, at the
when
end
I
of the
look
day,
at that, I wasn't going to bring nothing up, but I figured y'all might say something. So the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th place,
Yeah.
I mean, they
Good.
need to thank me because
Absolutely. They owe you a beer or
I am.
something.
Hell, you did better than me. Did better than I would do. It wouldn't have been no quarter. Actually, it would have been probably about 4.
You would have lost a lot more money.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
ultimately a $10,000 payday isn't so bad,
No.
and the win stands. I mean, you made good on what you promised Adam. You brought that trophy home.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you're right, and you know, I've got to thank a lot of people, man. Gard Speed Shop, Jeremy Gard. I couldn't ask for a better engine builder. He's
And
paired me to a
publicist.
lot of wins. You know, if anybody wants a good motor, I suggest to call Jeremy. I mean, he's one of the top notch,
Definitely.
and I run all
Absolutely.
his stuff,
Definitely.
drive shaft to shifter to, you know, everything, and then you know, Joker, I run all his ball joints, his tie rod ends, you name it. Joker's been very good to me. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be at
He's watching, actually.
him because I didn't
Joker.
have the ball joints and everything after I run the bash. So, you know, I got to thank a lot of guys. I mean, it comes to driving, but you know, I got to thank for their parts.
Yeah,
And
Absolutely.
they're the one that got me where I'm at.
yeah.
For sure.
My main focus when I went to Mayhem, I was wanting to win in a Ford. I wanted to be the first one to win in a new body Ford, and I did what I needed to do.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, you set that
Exactly.
set that right out there for sure. You already kind of went through and let everybody know who helps you put the car on the track. Is there anybody else you want to thank or recognize here before we let you go? I mean, great run, great weekend
I
for you
thank
across the
Ryan
board.
Chewinski on the tranny protector. I had his tranny protector on there. My father-in-law, Chuck Roby, he helped me build the cars. If it wasn't for him, man, I don't know what I'd do. I work a lot and spent a lot of late nights in the shop, so does he. But, you know, I mean, Victor Whaley, I mean, I had to thank that guy. It's a bad mistake, and it all come out in my part.
Yep.
He's been running about as long as I have. He run back when I run 10-inch shows. So
Yep.
I got to think, he made a mistake. He come to me and told me, and you know, I'll be honest with you, I probably shouldn't have won that, but, you know, it happened the way it happened, and, you know.
Hey, they put your name on the check.
What
You might as well put it in the bank.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, I got to take the money home and the trophies. I mean, that means more to me than anything. It wasn't about the money. It was just about winning the trophy, saying I wound up pulling Mayhem off. So,
Well, you still got to have a little luck out there
Yeah,
too. That's
yeah.
what helps.
Yep.
Definitely.
well, you do, and you got to drive that car. You know, you can probably. I tell everybody. I mean, you can build a car, but you got to know how to drive it too. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
I'm one of the best, but you know, I can hang in there with some of them. But I mean, it was a good show, and I think Tori would have had a whole lot more car count if it wasn't for Charlie. It ain't nothing wrong with DI shows. Tori's straight up as straight up can be. I think after this year, I think everything's going to get on track. They're trying to get these rules down pat. So, I mean, I've never seen nothing bad about Tori and his shows. His word's his word, and, you know, I enjoy running his shows.
Yeah. Hey, if we could touch a little bit on your driving style, I just want to touch on that a little bit with the sandbagging. Was, you know, you do get a lot of people from the stands that are always bitching about sandbagging.
Yeah.
But really, to me, I don't look at sandbagging like anybody can do it. I'm telling you right now, it's an art.
It takes talent.
It's an art. And half those people, no, all them people that are bitching from the stands that you're a sandbagger,
no
you
clue.
put them in the car, they don't have the self-control
No.
to be a sandbagger.
No.
And if someone calls me a sandbagger, I'm okay with it because that means I was working out there.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you did the same thing. And for any real derby driver, they understand where you're coming from. I really feel that.
And the people in the stands, you have no idea the impacts and everything else.
No.
that
Oh,
are going
definitely,
on. Where you
definitely.
think these guys are just going and bumping and making taps.
Right.
I'm here to tell you, you put some of them people in a car and they'd be waving the red flag, let me out.
Real quick.
You know,
Real
and,
quick.
and it's just.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, because the looks are deceiving from the stands, and,
Yes,
and
they are.
I've told several people that. They come down, oh, yeah, use bagging, we'll get in the car.
Well, the best way to let them know what it's like is to allow passengers.
Hey, I'll let them ride with me any day.
I'll pass on that.
I'm good.
Nope, I got to work. Well, Darrell, man, I appreciate you taking some time out and hanging out with us here, and appreciate Jeremy Gard helping get us together so that you come on and talk a little bit about that. And once again, you know, congratulations. It's a huge step. We've talked a lot about you in both our public conversations and privately, watching what you were able to do at Razorback Rumble, and then turn around. We were watching you real close at Bash for Cash, and you were knocking on the door, man. So this was one that was coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was hoping so, man. I was hoping I wanted to pull the bash off, but you know what? I can't win them all, and it is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of good drivers out there in this world, and there's a lot of good coming up. So
Yep.
I just hope the ones that are on a computer and all that want to run their mouth about people talking about sandbagging. If they get in the car, they really know what sandbagging is. But, you know, when you got 12,000 at stake, you got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
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 And where are you running next? What's next for you?
Man, I don't know where I'm going to run. I'm going to take a break for a while. I've had a rough since Arkansas, and I'm just going to take a little break and kind of enjoy life a little bit. I got a daughter that's getting ready to run one for her first time, so I'm going to
Nice.
try to get her one together, and I'm just going to kind of sit back and enjoy it for a little while.
How about Blizzard Bash? Any chance we see you at the end of the year?
Yeah, I'll be here at the Blizzard Bash. I sure will.
We'll see you down there, man. We'll see you down there.
Excellent. Well, once again, congratulations, Darrell. We appreciate you taking some time.
I appreciate everything, and thank you all.
Thanks.
Congratulations, man.
Bye now.
Hey, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
if you ask anybody, like, I haven't heard one person say, no, I'm not going to Blizzard Bash. Like, everybody's going to Blizzard Bash.
Yeah,
Blizzard
there's
Bash
gonna be a lot of
crazy.
people there.
It's going to be crazy this year.
Yeah.
You know
what
what's shaping up to be pretty crazy is that Grand Slam show, Wadena Grand Slam.
I cannot wait for
that's
that.
going to be a ton of fun. We've been talking. It's going to be August 16th. We're going to be up there Friday ahead of time, and then we're going to be up there Saturday, and we're going to be doing the pre-race and post-race show. We're going to be taping. It's a team format derby. It's a minimum of 4,000 to win based on 8 teams, and if they get 20 teams, it goes up to like some crazy $6,000 to win for the last team standing. And it's a team format show with full-size cars. The rules that let you build to what your strong suit is
For your type.
Yeah. And it's all packed into one day. they got chain and go, they've got compact trucks, they've got compact division, all pay a minimum of $850, which I think is a great way to do it. Minimum $850. They get more than 20 entries, they're gonna kick that money up to $1,000.
Yeah.
So now you're not screwing around with that. Oh, we're gonna have to cut the purse because we didn't get enough cars and we have to get this many in order to pay this much. Just say this is what we're gonna pay, and we're adding after that.
I think promoters that do that shoot themselves in the foot when you say,
'Cause
yeah,
it
20
sounds
car limit. It's like guys will say, like, well, screw that. I don't think 20
Yeah.
cars. And they write you
Yeah.
off before your
Yep.
derby even.
You're right.
I do it all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And
If
we
you
have
say-
a promoter around here that does it, and I think a lot of guys write them off because it's
If you
like,
say
I don't want to.
I'm paying $850, but I have to have 25 cars in the pits, that means that you're nervous that you're not going to get enough cars.
And
Yep.
drivers feel that.
Oh, yeah.
Drivers feel that.
And derby drivers are skittery anyway.
If a guy says $1,000 guarantee, I think almost, and especially in our area, guys show up to those because, again, it's guaranteed when you say that.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
when you don't, all of a sudden you have 6 cars and there's like, why didn't anyone show up? Well, we're all nervous.
Yeah, right.
We're worried about the money at the end, you know.
Yeah, you pay what you say you're gonna pay.
Right.
That's right. You come through.
Right.
But look them up. Wadena Grand Slam. They got a thread on We Crash. There's plenty of information on the Wadena County Fair. It's in Wadena, Minnesota. Awesome show. And we heard, was it last week when we talked with Chris Zacharias? He said he's going to be there.
Oh, no.
With
And he's got
Thunderbirds.
And he's got a T-Bird earmarked for it already. So that's fun, and that's right in the home neck of the woods for Lance Pritchett. And we saw him.
Tons of great teams
Yeah.
out there,
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
conceivably, you could see a team of 4 T-Birds take on a team of
4 wagons, 4
Two-
Buicks, 4.
Dude, they're
2
gonna eat
Electras.
4 wagons.
Oh, yeah. I
Oh,
would
yeah.
love to see
Wagons
that.
up.
Yeah, you don't want to be that, but I was
Set
thinking
that up. Set
That
that
would
up.
be
I want to watch
awesome.
that. That's heat number 1. Set that one
Absolutely.
up.
But
I'd actually like to see that.
Hell yeah.
yeah, the guys in the wagons wouldn't.
No.
Depends
no.
on whose wagon.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
that's true. But you
If they were 4 Ohio wagons, it would be a good show.
you get 4. I mean, just the team heats are going to be features like we talked
Oh,
about Bash for Cash. But I
Absolutely.
mean, imagine 4 T-Birds taking on 2 Rivieras and 2 two-door Cadillacs.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
That would be fun. That would be there would be nothing left.
I was going to say everything would be junk after that.
Yeah.
heat. It'd be,
There's
those guys would have a
there's
rough
some
time to feed
highlight
you.
footage off
Yeah.
that right there.
Oh yeah.
And they're
A
gonna be
lot.
there're gonna be teams of Vicks there.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where like let's see.
Where's your strength, man?
Let's
Where's your
let's
strength?
see.
Yeah,
Let's
but you
see. I
can't,
mean,
and you can't. It's such a wild card. You cannot say them birds are guaranteed to win.
No,
those
no,
no,
those
no.
wagons
No.
are guaranteed to
No.
win because
No, but you
No.
can say those birds are guaranteed to put on a show.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
not,
with that one.
I'm not going to take that away from it at
well, you know,
all.
that's kind of tough. Like, imagine being a driver. You get to pick what you're running out there. Wagon, you're backwards the whole time, and I think most
And there's
drivers
going
are
to be
anti that.
Thunderbirds parking on your tailgate.
No, all night, all night. Oh man, I
not
can't
just
wait.
Thunderbirds.
Well, no, I mean,
No.
Yeah, it'll be everybody
everything's
pillar
going to be
parking.
going after him, but I mean, I'm just
Killer parking.
just like a team of suicides.
Yeah.
Yep,
because
it'll
that
be
could be
awesome.
out there. There's
You know what I mean?
builders out there that have those.
Really, you should split your team up almost. You take some absorbers and you take some hitters. You know,
Oh,
why
yeah.
not a team of 2 and 2?
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
that
there's-
got me thinking.
the mix and match. The mix and match game up there is going to be.
Does
be
Pete got
awesome.
enough rivvies?
I don't know. I don't know.
If not, I bet you can find more.
Imagine if Pete built 4 rivvies.
He'd have to
Just
put his
lets him
order
dri-
in the red line because I think he's only got 2 of them.
Yeah, what's another 2 more motors?
Well, we're gonna be able to learn a little bit more about the motor combinations when we talk to Jeremy Gard in a minute. We need to add one thing about the Keystone Nationals, and we're gonna let you know a little bit more about them. The week of the Keystone Nationals, we're scheduled to have a show on Monday, going into the 19th of July. You guys can do the math and figure out what that is. That Monday night, Bo Lockwood is going to be on the show, the promoter of Keystone Nationals, and we are going to draw the heats for Saturday's Keystone Nationals
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
on the crash course.
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
That's great.
That's going to be a lot of fun, and there's only like a bajillion entries for that show, so it's going to be
That's so cool.
yeah.
I actually I haven't said this to anybody, but I actually just got the okay from Bo that I actually am going to run in the stock class.
Really?
I
No pressure.
When they had the stock class, they were down. They had one spot left. As soon as Bo put it up, I text him, I'll take that spot. I'll be the 30th guy. I'll be the last guy. And he said, 5 seconds ago, Josh, I just said okay to another guy. I said, please, if throughout the year. And I just heard maybe like 2 weeks ago that a guy backed out. They had to like okay it through everybody at Brookville, but they're going to come back, and they said they looked at it. I was the 31st person, and I guess I'm going to take a spot. I'm super excited about it because
Cool.
as the show keeps coming, it's like, I want to go to this show. There's going to be some badass drivers there, you know? I know, you know, and the stock class will be fun. Run one and done.
And they're going to introduce themselves to Josh Decker.
Oh, they're going to be junking me. I said to Mad Mike, I go, you can junk me all you want. You're not going to break the smile off my face.
Mike's going to, yeah. Mike,
Yeah, yeah. And his whole group be just junking
We'll
me.
get some vinyl decal bullseyes made up.
No.
You don't have to do that.
No.
No, it'll say Decker 21 on the side of the car.
Flat
They'll
black
know.
and in the corner.
They'll know exactly who it is.
I'm going
yeah,
down
that,
there. I'm going down there just for fun and to support
Oh,
it and meet new guys. I want to drive with those drivers down there. So
Absolutely.
it'll be
That
just
is,
for fun.
that is coming up. Something to look forward to on the 14th of July. But here's a little bit more about those guys out there at the Keystone Nationals.
The new rules are just right. Set aside July 19th for the reinvented Keystone Nationals. Again this summer, Bo Lockwood will host the Keystone Nationals at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds in Brookville, Pennsylvania. A revamped rulebook will help welcome an all-star field as the limited well division takes center stage and a feature paying $5,000 to win. Pre-entries for the stock division are already full. For more details, join the Keystone Nationals community online at www.facebook.com/Keystone Nationals. Once again, the Keystone Nationals, July 19th, 2014 at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds, Brookville, Pennsylvania. Total Destruction Demo Productions is primed for an explosive 2014. Based out of Trumansburg, Steve Manshaki and Lead Inspector Ben Hoff have a busy summer with 4 epic events over 7 nights scheduled all over New York State. The schedule starts with the Spring Fling in Morris, New York, June 14th. Total Destruction then hosts 2 nights of carnage at the Ontario County Fair in Canandaigua, New York, July 22nd and 26th. Then the grueling Double Down follows with the Otsego County Fair in Morris planned for July 31st and August 3rd, and the Franklin County Fair in Malone set for August 2nd and 4th. For more details, visit www.totaldestructiondemo.com or call 607-769-6820.
O'Reilly Auto Parts proudly presents the Plymouth County Fair July 26th, Lamar's, Iowa. Promoter Brandon Tyson has teamed with Ultimate Derby to bring a national level to one of the most aggressive and largest county fairs in the Midwest. 3,000 to win modified, 1,500 to win stocks, and 1,000 to win compacts. Passengers are welcome if you dare to ride along. The event is streamed free to the public online with 10,000 people. All courtesy of O'Reilly Auto Parts, the Plymouth County Fair, July 26th, Lamar's, Iowa. Online at www.plymouthcoderby.com. That's www.plymouthcoderby.com. The Seneca County Fair will be held Thursday, July 17th and Saturday, July 19th in Waterloo, New York. The 2-day format includes something for everyone with a taste for elimination motorsports. Thursday's card is headlined by the Junk Run, allowing S10 Blazers, Rangers, minivans, Jeeps, and Ford Explorers. The card will include qualifying, advancing full-size competitors to Saturday's full-size championship, and then it will kick off with the 4-cylinder figure 8 races. Championship night is July 19th. A full menu of qualifying heats for full-size cars will set the field. Then the 4-cylinder one and done will crown the 2014 small car champion. The night concludes with a full-size championship action, with winners representing Seneca County at the New York State Fair Championship Labor Day weekend in Syracuse, New York. That's the Seneca County Fair, July 17th and 19th. To learn more, visit the fair online at www.senecacountyfairny.com.
And we're back. We got Jeremy Gard waiting in the wings here. Jeremy was very upset with me yesterday because I didn't wear my green Boston Red Sox hat. He was upset. So
Well, you look
I've
like a
corrected.
leprechaun today.
Well, thank you, Ben. That's awesome. But Jeremy, you got us? Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
All right, great, man. Well, congratulations, Gard Motors. Gard Motor comes home with a win at Metal Mayhem. Congratulations on that.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Now this is 2 in a row. How many total have you got out there?
Total what? Wins?
Wins this year.
at out of Mayhem.
Yeah. Just 2. Last year and this
Last year. That's still not too bad.
Not
Pretty
bad.
good.
How many Gard motors were in the feature, Jeremy?
We had 2 from Canada, John Bell and Darrell Monroe.
Nice. Nice.
And the performance of those things. I mean, you heard Darrell talk about it. Darrell said if there's any place you got to go, you need to make a phone call to Gard. So
Absolutely.
that was
That's awesome.
pretty good endorsement. And we've watched the Gard guys do some pretty crazy things in the pits to make sure that those motors, if they're not running right, that the right one gets in it, and they get out on the track and they hold up just fine.
Absolutely. Basher Cash, I went over because Dave Gard said, hey, they're changing the motor, and I went and watched. Jeremy was in the Bobcat as they were pulling the motor out, and I'm pretty sure I saw his head spin all the way around due to the stress and tension he was under at the time. But he was running the Bobcat, and then I went back later as they were buttoning it up, and he definitely.
You missed it. You missed it when I dropped the engine from 6 feet off the Bobcat. You walked away too soon.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to see that. I probably would have cried. But hey, I guess if it's the guy that built it that does it, I mean,
confidence in the engine cradle there.
Yeah, I didn't even know that part of the story. That was that's neat. But I mean, definitely.
Captain Jordan Egram's new cage. I figured if it could handle a fall from from 6 feet, we're good then.
There you go.
Those look nasty.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say nobody said anything though, since it was you that dropped the motor. Right? It was pretty quiet when that happened.
I blamed it on like a leaking hydraulic valve because everybody then wanted me out of the Bobcat.
There you go.
Good.
It was a foot pedal one.
Oh yeah, they stink.
The hand pedal one, so I was relaxing my foot down, and it almost killed Jordan, but he's pretty quick, so he got out of the way soon enough.
That wouldn't have been good.
That's awesome.
No, we're just it was a stressful situation, and it kind of got everybody laughing a little bit. So
that's good.
You didn't have to go through any theatrics like that though this weekend, right?
No, not at all. I went up. I didn't go up Friday night. I was actually finishing putting Jordan's engine back together, the one that was in the car at the bash. So we went up Saturday. My wife and kids actually went to a derby with me. So we went up Saturday and made it a pretty quick trip. Watched the show, turned around, and came home. So it was a pretty stress-free event for me.
That's good.
Nice.
That's always good.
It's always good to sit back and watch one of your pieces win. That's fun.
Except for the riders.
Yeah,
are we there yet?
It was. There was a lot of the last 6 or 7 cars seemed to go for 30 or 40 minutes. I mean, it was like none of them were dropping out. And there were some good engines out there and good drivers out there. Jimmy Johnson, Bobby Whitaker. Anybody. Vic Whaley. Anybody could have won that show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And like Darrell touched on, it takes a little mistake.
Yep.
Takes a little mistake, a little bit of an excitement, and Vic Whaley's been doing it a long time. He's one of the good guys. And just a little bit of a mistake, and he would have been walking away with $12,000. But he likes to put on a show. He likes to hit hard, and that's what he wanted to finish the race out. And it just didn't go his way that time.
Yeah, he's rolled several people at Mayhem over the years.
They don't call him Mr. Excitement for anything.
Exactly.
He paid his dues. And,
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Obviously, for me, it worked out good. Having Darrell win. Darrell's a good friend of mine, and just a hell of a guy all around. He'll give you the shirt off his back. He's just that type of guy. And my spring explosion car was Darrell's car. I needed a car and didn't have time when we made that split decision. So, Darrell said, "Hey, I got this car built. Come get it." So that's the kind of guy Darrell is. So
that's
sad to
awesome.
see him win. But Vic's been there at Mayhem from day one. He's put in his dues, and he got excited. I think he thought he had it, and so did I sitting in the stands. So he'll come back and do what he does.
Is it tough to watch a derby from the stands?
I'm going to tell you something. I was pretty relaxed. My kids really enjoyed it. I don't take them to a lot of shows because you see me at the bash. I don't have a minute. We're running all over the place doing this, doing that. But I mean, it was a lot less stressful this year. There weren't as many cars there, and that,
sure.
and for me, that takes a lot of stress off because there's not 25 cars to worry about like it's been in the past. There was, a certain amount of drivers there, and they were all in tip-top shape. So I was able to sit with my wife, and she watched it, and I think she enjoyed it. Maybe not. I don't know. I think she got bored halfway through and was wondering why people were sandbagging. But I had to explain to her it's $12,000. It's not a county fair. Where you go crazy for $600.
It's like, honey.
So it was. I actually sat in the stands for once too. So that was fun.
That's cool.
Jeremy, when you sit in the stands, though, not that you probably do it very often, but I know for me personally, when I'm in the stands at a sporting event, it drives me insane because everybody around you knows how to, they know how to drive better than the guys on the track. They know how to build better than the guys on the track. It always seems that when you're in the stands, the fans know how to do everything better.
Absolutely.
And it drives me
everybody
nuts.
around me at that race was a professional. I wasn't sure why they weren't on the track.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
They left their cars at home.
That drives me absolutely.
It was crazy because I start, Darrell wins. I'm excited. My wife and kids, we all got our Gard Speed Shop shirts on, and I had John Bell and Matt Longest kids with me too. They were, out there or whatever. So I'm walking down, and this lady looks at me. I don't even know who she was. She's like, he didn't deserve to win. He sandbagged the whole time, and then
Jesus.
everybody's booing.
Thanks,
I'm like,
lady.
oh my god!
Thanks, lady, for your advice.
I have his moment. Got $20,000 in the car and just won a huge show.
Yeah.
Let him enjoy it.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
Well, people hate. I mean, people. It's
my
sad.
mouth.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
How well did this work out? We got Darrell Monroe who won. We got his motor builder on the phone, and Joker's T-shirt is represented here, and he's listening online.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm going to tell you something. I know Darrell touched on Matt Joker.
By the way, Jeremy
I'm gonna tell
is
you what,
Darrell's publicist.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
We can hear you.
Go ahead.
All right. I got to throw a little bit out for Joker because that guy's doing a lot for the sport right now. Darrell, I don't know if he said it. I kind of caught in Darrell's a little bit late, but he needed some parts. The parts got there the day before. Darrell mailed the check that morning. The parts got there that day for Mayhem.
Wow.
Doing a lot for the sport. People need to, support people like that. He takes care of me. Bump ideas off him. I mean, he's a hell of a guy, and I mean, he needs his recognition. I mean, he's getting it, but from me and from Darrell giving that, I mean, Joker's helped me out a lot with spindles and parts and ideas, things like that. And I mean, he's a heck of a guy.
We met Joker when we were out at Bash, and after our podcast, we got to talk to him for about an hour or so.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed talking to him.
Absolutely.
He was helping us. He was kind of explaining things that I didn't know about, which is a lot of stuff. And he was real cool about it. And I really like Joker. I thought
It was
he
one
was
of the only autographs that Josh had asked for instead of giving up.
I take a Joker
for what he
autograph.
does, he's a modest guy, and I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good
Very.
guy.
he comes across kind of crass sometimes on the internet, but he's a lot like me. Either you like what I say or you don't. And if you don't like what I say, then don't listen to what I say.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But, I'm not going to sit and let you tell me what I'm saying is wrong because it's not your opinion. And he's a lot like that. So a lot of people, might get, swayed, from buying parts because of that. But, I mean, the guy knows what he's talking about.
He does.
He's
Absolutely.
paid his dues, and he's not just BSing,
Yes.
They're dumbasses if they let that sway them from buying their parts.
Yeah, no kidding.
And you know what, though? There's all kinds, bud. There's all kinds.
And that was the thing is I think I've mentioned it on here before. Joker said some just great things about our show on Facebook. And I friend requested him, he accepted, and then I just sent him, I said, hey man, thank you for, the kind words, a big name like you. And he wrote me back, I mean, it was a long, return. It was basically a letter, and he said so much great stuff about us. And I mean, he is definitely just a really great guy, and I mean, he's really done some nice things, and Jeremy Gard too. I mean, Jeremy, he's helped us out when he set up this interview for us, and I mean, we've been getting a lot of help from a lot of big names.
You're still not going to get a free Mopar motor.
I think I've given up on that.
Okay.
Good, because you ain't going to get it.
Listen, I'll build it slow. I bought the hat first.
Yep.
Then I bought a gas pedal.
Yep.
Carburetor. Now that's all. I've all got that all by my wife without her saying a word.
Now I'll take a second mortgage out.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to figure out how I'm going to get a. The only Chevy motor I would run would be a Jeremy Gard motor.
Right,
but
right.
I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to swing that much money past the wife.
Just sell your truck.
We got payment plans, buddy.
Perfect. Can I send you $20 a month for the rest of my life? Are you all right with that? I mean,
you're embarrassing us. Stop it.
20 a month for the rest of my life. I'm all right with that.
Stop it.
We might have to bump that up a little bit with interest, but I mean, yeah, $20 is fine.
And I will say this, and I'm not going to tell the price, but I've talked to Jeremy online and stuff, and I actually got to meet him and shake hands at Bash, and I wanted to know, so I said, Jeremy, I said, that motor right there, which is the motor that he'd built for himself at Bash for Cash, he had sold to the guys from Canada, and then they were putting it in another car to run. I said, Jeremy, what does that motor right there cost? And he told me, and he said, well, I give the guy a little bit of a break because he's bought 6 or 8 motors from me. But still, still the price that he gave me, and he goes, that's with the distributor guard or the carb or whatever is on it, was amazing.
A good price.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
I mean, it was compared to some other prices I've heard, it's I don't know how you could not buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Just amazing.
You have to take care of the people that take care of you.
Exactly.
And,
Yes,
there's guys out there that, every derby I go to, they got a Gard Speed Shop hat on or a Gard Speed Shop shirt on, and they're running my engines. And you have to stay loyal,
Yes,
to your
sir.
customers. And, if they're a repeat customer, which is, I'm getting a lot of that right now. A lot of people wanting second setups, a lot of, stock setups now. People are wanting stock engines built, which we're going back to the roots of, just basic parts and basic pricing, and that's going good. And you got to take care of the guys that, without guys, winning shows for you and talking about you, you don't sell engines. Most people listen to the bad. You got to remember that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nobody
absolutely.
listens to the good.
Absolutely.
But you got to support the guys that are there for you. And before, I talked about Rob before Spring Explosion. But when Rob Schweitzer from Canada, Switzer, I always say his name wrong. That's not important. When I was getting the car ready, Darrell gets me a car. Rob says, I'll meet you halfway from Canada if you need the engine. Just tell me. He goes, I'll leave the wiring hooked up to it, hook it up to your batteries, trannies on it, go run. I mean, that's the kind of customers I have, and I can't say enough about them.
Right.
That's
they're
incredible.
loyal and they stay true.
It's very awesome
We'll find
that-
that these days very often.
It's awesome that you're saying that because, again, something we touched on yesterday on our NDC specials. There's a lot of people out there that are always negative and always being nasty, and that's not what's actually going on in Demolition Derby. And you're right that people only hear the negative, but think of how many great, good people are out there that are helping each other. And it's so great that you say that because there's so much of it going on in the sport, and people don't hear enough of it because it's all the whine asses bitching about it all the time. Sorry, I threw a lot of swear words at one time. You know what I'm saying?
I was trying to catch up.
You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, though. I mean, we don't
Yeah.
hear about all the great things, and it's good to hear them say, like, I mean, this is awesome to hear.
Because they're
With me, go ahead. Sorry.
because what we got now is we're getting into this, we're in the shows and everybody's getting out there and publicize the competitiveness that can go on in the track, but yet as soon as you leave that track, it stays on the track.
Right.
And people will give you, like Jeremy says, people will give you their shirt off their back,
Yeah.
Yep.
To help you out. And then next thing you know, you're going out there and you're running headlight to headlight,
Yep.
with smiles on your faces.
It's a
So
respect thing, and
yeah.
that's what I've been loving about going to these bigger shows is it's the next and for anybody that hasn't gone, start going, because if you actually witness guys junking each other and then shaking hands afterwards, it's kind of a cool thing.
I mean, that's the thing is, I think some people hear us say the next level, and they might think that we're being, I don't know if the word is arrogant, but it's not that we're knocking local shows, but I mean it's just like when you go from a college football game to a pro football game.
Brian.
You know what I mean? I mean you go watch the way this stuff is built and the way the motors run and the way the guys drive at a bash, at a Blizzard bash, at Metal Man or
But then the camaraderie between
guys
everybody and all that stuff is.
I think when you say the next level, I think the next level's here.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Now it just needs to be organized, and that's what you guys are trying to do with the committee here. And
Thank you, Jeremy.
And there's a lot of nonsense out there, but I mean, like you said, these bigger shows, Sam Williams, Tory, Bash. I haven't been to the Bash for Cash in a couple of years just because timing. I went this year, and just a well-run show.
Yes.
Him and Russ. I mean, that was a great show. Those guys, class act. Just let my dad watch the Derby from the booth up there. I mean that's class act. Take care of guys.
Well, your dad wasn't in the booth for the whole thing.
He's old. You got to keep him in the air conditioning. He's getting old.
Well, he was hanging out with us for a while.
Brian was annoying him.
No, stop.
Mayhem. A lot of people. I want to touch on this. A lot of people are dogging it because there weren't that many cars there. It's a transition year. There was some BS surrounding the first show of the year, and I think a lot of that got aired out, and it is what it is, and I mean with the rule changes, if they stick to their guns, the first year is always going to be the toughest year.
Exactly.
But the thing is, if you start giving in, you're going to take a mile, and if they stay strong, it'll grow back, but it's a good show. There was 34, 36 cars in the Mayhem class. I don't remember, 32 maybe, I don't know. but they were well-built cars.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of new faces there. So, I mean, they're in a transition period. I mean, you get everybody on board. I mean, it can only get better. I mean, I think we've seen the worst it could be, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And you know, it's got to get better from where it's at.
Well, we can only hope. And we're gonna pick up Travis Seward here in just a minute. Jeremy, I got to let you go, but I appreciate you making some time out. Congratulations again on getting the motor in victory lane. Good weekend for you front to back, and it sounds like you got a chance to actually relax and enjoy a derby a little bit.
I did, and I will probably see you. I'll be there. Hopefully, you guys are there at Blizzard Bash. And,
No doubt.
Yeah, we'll be there.
If I gotta walk, I'm going.
If I got to walk,
I'm going. I'm being
I heard
there.
I heard it's a good show. I'm going to try it out this year.
Yeah.
You guys are moving too fast to enjoy it. That Gard Speed Shop that gets heats done in 3 minutes. That's
Yeah.
You guys got to sit back and relax a little bit and enjoy the show.
You need as much time as possible to work on your cars, and they do it.
We just want to get it over with.
That's right.
There you go.
My team's a bunch of alcoholics. So
Right. Right. That's awesome.
Well, thanks again, Jeremy.
All right, guys.
Talk to
All
you
right,
later.
we'll see you later.
Yeah.
Bye now.
I wanted to ask motor questions. We didn't get to talk to a motor guy about motor questions. We gotta have him on again.
Look, what I think we need to do is we need to have a couple different motor guys on.
Yeah.
And we'll do one of those like what we did with the parts. We'll just focus right on motors.
That'd
but
be awesome.
what I really don't want to have happen is because we do have to get out of here just a touch early, so that we can't go over because they got a couple new shows coming up on Finger Lakes One TV tonight that you'll be able to see at the 8 o'clock hour and the 9 o'clock hour. So we got to get our stuff done, and I didn't want to miss Travis at the same time. So who do you want to see in terms of motors?
Gard. You'd have
I
to
wanna
have
see
Jeremy
Gard.
back.
Gard.
You'd have to have
Baldwin.
Gard,
Grop.
Baldwin, Grop,
Red line.
Red Line.
I mean,
You get-
Josh Buell's bought that diver one from Florida,
Divers,
and
you
that
got-
was nasty.
There's a ton
There's
of
C&M, right?
Yep.
Which is Midwest.
Yeah, you
I mean,
got Kohler. I don't think you're
what's-
gonna get Kohler around here. Otis Motors. I mean, it's you got.
C&M, the other guy. I think another guy in New York has a C&M motor. I can't think of his name. He usually runs Cuba. He had it last year at Penn Yan. It was good to run the motor.
Hey, I want to
Get it
say
available.
Josh Wagner's watching with his little kid Alex. I want to say they're watching us right now. His kid is little, loves our show. So
Oh yeah, his little one.
little
What's
one.
up,
So I
buddy?
just want to throw it out to Alex watching. Keep watching us, buddy.
We got Travis on the line. Congratulations, Travis, on that win over there at the Spring Fling.
Thanks, guys.
I'm glad you were able to make a little bit of time, and we could get together and talk a little bit about it. You had one goal in mind, going out there to win that thing. 4 years. Your dad built the motor for you, and it was tuned up. The thing was running awesome, and you knew what you had to do. You had to get rid of Rick Englehart's Imperial, and you did that in one fell swoop when you put him up on the wall and put the doors in on his transmission tunnel. How rewarding was that?
What's that?
How much fun was it to win?
Oh, it was a blast. I mean, I've watched Rick drive for many years now, and when I seen that his Imperial was going to be in the feature, I really didn't think I had it cut out with Monte Carlo, and then I guess just fate just took its way, and one bad shot, and I don't know what happened with him, but I know that
Well, his back tires were off the ground. That's what happened.
this car, in my opinion, I didn't even imagine it coming around sideways like it did, and then I
Nobody
seen the
did.
shot, and there's only one way to do it, and that was take Rick out. And
But like I said
was
to you,
it.
at the track, that's why we derby. Because on paper,
Yeah.
Rick Englehart coming in with a fresh Imperial, and everyone else has got somewhat bent stuff. On paper, he won that derby.
His Imperial was bent. The back was bent. He had some issues with the back. I mean, it wasn't. Don't say fresh because we
Okay,
have.
I'm
we
just
have-
worried about the front.
We have issues with fresh cars type deals, but no,
It looked
definitely-
clean enough that I really
Yes.
thought
From
it was
the-
going to
From the
wrap
front
up.
seat forward, there wasn't anything wrong
No,
with it.
no.
That's
Well,
true.
except the motor knocking. He was having a little bit of a motor issue.
But that was Travis, and I told him afterwards. I'm like, man, that's like everybody's glory shot.
Absolutely right.
there. You got
Absolutely
passenger
right.
doors sticking out. You got 3/4 of a track. Let her eat.
And
see what happens.
Rick is a fantastic driver. I mean, we've all seen him. He does not make a lot of
Without a
mistakes in the
doubt.
Derby. He does not make mistakes, and he made a mistake, and you caught it, and it was great driving on your side, and you deserved the win. It was
And
really
he-
good driving.
He drove a good derby.
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
drove it.
Travis drove a good derby in the heat.
Yep.
It right to the feature. I mean,
Yep.
because you get the knuckleheads that just
You were
want to go out there.
patient.
And
Yeah,
just,
no. He was patient. He
Patient.
made good
Yep.
shots. He wasn't hitting corners. I mean, he was doing really well.
And the front end of that Monte Carlo, the bumper was inside out, and the front rails looked like silly string when
Oh
he
yeah.
was done.
Yeah, it was bad.
And he was going nose to
Oh,
nose
yeah.
with that Aspen.
I'm here looking at it right now, and it's junk.
What was it like going
Not at
nose to
all.
nose with that Aspen? You know, you're going headlight to headlight, just head to head, and the guy that you're hitting doesn't have a bumper, but his shocks are levying some
Taking
damage.
it, yeah.
Yeah, that Aspen was impressive too.
I'm not really sure. I mean, once I had Rick gone, I mean, I was real confident after Rick was out that
You had it.
Yeah.
I figured I could take that Chrysler because I'm not sure what was going on, but I heard that Dunnigan kid's Chrysler skipping like crazy when he went by me, and then I started trying to push him down the track, and I didn't quite have enough traction. I mean, it was wet, and
And you were pushing him into a runway.
Yeah.
That was real dry where he was sitting, but it just wasn't running right.
but
Where'd you get that?
he came up to me. He came up to me afterwards, and he showed me his coil wire, and it was broke. So, I mean, it was all luck. That's the only way I can explain it.
Hey, it's better to be lucky than good.
No, I'll take a lucky win anytime,
Any
man.
day,
I'll
man.
take them. I'll take them.
Luck is
Hey,
just as
where'd
good.
you pull that Monte Carlo from? Because I looked at the frame rails just as I was passing by, and them things were spotless. Where'd you get that car?
This car was stupid clean other than the trunk pan.
It was.
I actually picked it up down in Roscoe, New York.
Yep.
The kid called me up. I was on my way back from a deer hunt in Alabama, and asked me if I was interested in Monte Carlo. And me personally, I wasn't interested in Old Iron this year. And I went down and took a look at it and had to have it.
Yeah, because I busted his balls a little bit when I was looking at it.
No, the rails were
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
spotless.
Hey,
He goes, I didn't paint it. I really didn't paint it.
But it was a clean car for the most part. I mean, the floor pans were a little rough, but other than that, it wasn't bad. I didn't have any holes in the frame, and I guess that kind of worked out in the advantage.
So,
I kind of wish the rear frame was a little bit rotten after Saturday because it probably would have took a different path of fate when it back. But
Right.
now, did you notch the back rails on that, or you just left them alone?
I notched them. right in front of the bumper shocks, but
They still seemed to
thinking
buckle
that-
real bad there on the
that if it was
passenger side.
rotten, it would have went up. Because it buckled right in the center of the humps pretty good.
Yeah, it did.
It's weird. Sometimes the most solid cars bend the weirdest. Even if you notch them and hump them or notch them and all that stuff, it's weird how, sometimes a little crusty actually folds in a little better.
Right.
Nah, congratulations, man.
Yeah, that was first. I didn't realize it was your first win, man. That's awesome. Congratulations.
That was my first win. That was actually my first win of a heat, win of a feature, everything.
Well, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it all at once.
And he's a new member of the NDC.
Oh,
Yeah, first
First
member of the
Yep.
NDC to win.
First NDC feature winner.
I saw that on NDC
Congratulations,
website.
buddy.
Congratulations,
You're in the
man.
history books.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Did it all at once. And your dad, man, there was nobody happier at that track than your
yeah.
dad, Dale.
Yeah.
That guy, I mean, he was
Loving it.
he was shaking. He was just amped up, just excited as anything that you got that win.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
He kept arguing with me the night before because I was trying to button the car up and just going over, checking different things here and there. And he's like, just don't worry about the car, just go out and drive it.
Yeah.
And I pretty much, I had to relax and just go to bed the night before at like 1 in the morning and just go in and relax. The car was done. I was ready to go. I kept doubting every bit of the car.
Yep.
You know, he's right, though, because especially at a Derby when there's not a lot of cars in the feature like that one, driving is so important because one bad shot like Rick took, your night can be done in one shot instead of a bunch of small shots, so you drove really well.
Absolutely.
Because
drove
Travis
really well.
Travis had an 8th mile head start on him when he was coming at him.
Oh, he was coming.
There was a lot of room. Jason Sherman.
The minute I seen Rick's the flappers on his stacks not moving,
You had him.
but I was trying to read what he's going to do. I watched him drive for years, and I still can't read what his next move is. And I seen his flappers weren't opening on his stacks, and that was a glory shot.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
But
And you took it and you won.
it was
Congratulations,
definitely a
man.
good show.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'd like seen the car count a little bit better. It would have made more of a feature, more heats. But it was a good show
was a
for what
good
we
night.
had for cars there.
Yeah, that was a very good show.
that show that's about an average for the spring fling. I mean, as well as anybody else. I mean, the fair is going to be insane.
Well, we wish you.
Yeah, I've already got messages on Facebook about everybody bringing their 03 and the cradle swap cars. No.
Well, Travis, I mean, I wish you the best. I wish you the best at the fair. I look forward to talking to you again here soon. Congratulations to Eric Eberling taking home the truck win and Jason Sherman taking home the compact win. Both of those guys drove the wheels off their stuff, too.
Yeah, they did.
We look forward to catching up with you again. We are just flat out of time. Another hour gone, and it went by fast, man. Congratulations. We got to let you go. But look forward to talking with you again soon.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Thanks, Travis. Thanks. Take care now. Guys, that's going to do it for us. We appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us here on the Crash Course. We're going to do it again next Monday. We look forward to seeing you then. Thanks a lot. Oh, wait. Maybe not yet. Okay. Now. Yeah, now we're done.